What's up, you guys? My name's Josh. Over there, we got Nicholas, and we got a special guest.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our special guest, true talent, Trent, a.k.a. Ginger Josh.
That'd be me.
But you do have a solo, right?
I do have a solo.
Cool.
I do.
Cool, you guys. So
It's not much of one.
this is going to be a themed episode. Is that correct?
Episode 32.
Episode 76 of We Fucking Love TV.
Thank you, loyal listeners who are staying with us. And what about the rest of you?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Come on back. We'll talk about Community again one day. There's no reason to give us all the listens on Community and Parks and Rec and then abandon us.
Yeah. Don't you want to orgasm sometime today?
So what are we talking about?
Let's talk about Psych.
Psych. I love Psych.
In between the lines, there's a lot of obscurity. I'm not inclined to resign to maturity. If it's alright, then you're all wrong. But why bounce around to the same damn song? You'd rather run when you can't crawl. I know, you know, that I'm not telling the truth. I know, you know, they just don't have any proof. It's the deception. Learn how to bend your worst inhibitions, then psych you out in the end. I know, you know. I know, you know.
The show that makes no fucking sense, but it
going on
has
a coffee
6
break.
seasons so far.
Oh, it's so... What do you mean it makes no sense? It's great.
Why doesn't Sean just go be a cop?
The best and worst thing in his life is his dad. You haven't picked up on that?
Yeah, I got
Like,
that part.
Everything he knows is because of his dad, and he hates the fact that that's why he's good at being a detective. So he doesn't want to be a detective and follow in his dad's footsteps. So the
But
best-
that's exactly what he's doing.
But he gets to do it his way. He doesn't have to follow police procedure like, his dad taught him to. He gets to do the detective thing the way he would have wanted to do it when he was a kid. And, Corbin Burnson as his dad, it's perfect.
See, but doesn't it come on USA?
Yeah.
I've only watched one USA show ever.
If you
and
say
I
Royal
gave up
Pains,
on that after 2 years.
Which show?
Burn Notice.
It's even worse than Real Pains.
Burn Notice.
Michael Weston.
I can talk about that for a minute if we need to.
The best
And,
thing the best thing about
well,
Burn
it's got
Notice is
fucking-
Bruce
what's it?
Campbell.
Bruce Campbell,
Bruce
yeah.
Campbell, so great.
But Burn Notice became like CSI. It got obvious that every week somebody was going to need his help. And
see, I've
be
had-
one step closer and blah, blah, blah.
I've had people make that argument with me about Psych as well. That it's CSI, Law and Order, all those where they need his help and he guesses wrong and then he figures something else out and guesses it right. But why I like it so much is that it's not so much about the case. It's not about the psychic part of it. It's the friendship with Gus.
Bromance.
It's the bromance with Gus and the romance with Jules. And it's, in my opinion, the greatest fall guy in the history of TV. Lassiter on the show. He is the greatest goof ever. And to me, it's more about the way they are with each other than it is about, oh, he's solving the case and everybody thinks he's psychic. You know what I mean? It's
6 seasons later, only Guster and Sean's dad still know that he's not psychic.
I believe it was the 6th season premiere when Lassiter's got Sean hooked up to a polygraph. Have you seen that one? And it's the one where everybody finds out for sure that he has really serious feelings for Jules. But the main part of it was Lassiter was trying to find out if he was really psychic.
I can't remember what happened with that.
Well, he asked him, he's like, are you really psychic? Sean says yes, and it says he's telling the truth. So now they've almost fixed it to where there's really no way they can find out that he's not psychic. But also because of who his dad is, he learned how to fool a polygraph test. So unless they find that out about him, they'll get him for, obstruction of justice on every case he's worked. And
Not only possibly throw out all those cases.
yeah, so I mean, it's like you're waiting for that to happen where it's like, oh, wow, the cat's out of the bag now.
That's a staple in a lot of those shows, though. Somebody's got this secret identity, and then only 1 or 2 people know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, as a watcher, you're like, God, just tell these people already. Just stop fucking beating around the bush. But then, like Chuck and Smallville and shit like that, when everybody finds out, it gets boring. So there's like this middle ground that you gotta, you know what I'm talking about?
But with Psych, it's the secret identity for him in Psych is everybody knows Sean is a psychic and they don't know that the real Sean's not. You know what I mean? Most of the other stuff, it's the other way around. It's that, you know...
They all believe that he's got this superpower, but his hidden identity is he really doesn't.
It would be if everybody knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man.
You about to say Peter Piper.
Yeah, it's if everybody knew Peter Piper was... Thanks, I got my head. It's as if everybody knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man, but they didn't know that he was a photographer for the Daily Bugle. You know, how is that the thing that you do know about him? Well, what they know is they know the lie. They don't know the truth.
Yeah.
So it's a different spin on the secret identity thing as well.
Let's talk about Gus. Why is he even in the show?
Gus is great.
I mean, other than the bromance, other than moral support and the shit that he helps him out with.
Early on, it was always Sean pulling Gus along. Sean bringing Gus into the cases and figuring out a way to trick him into working the case. And basically, he was there for moral support. He was also there for Sean's comfort, you know, and nothing else. But as the seasons have went on, he's become more and more crucial to figuring out the cases as well. You know, it's almost like more than anything else, he's there to stabilize Sean's character. Because without Gus, Sean would never get anything done. And Lassiter. Oh, Lassiter's awesome.
Lassiter looks like an elf in the face.
He does. And Lassiter's the guy that...
Poor guy. You feel so sorry for him sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, well, see, Lassiter's the guy that no matter where you work with Lassiter. Where you really can't stand the guy, but you don't want to see him not working there anymore. You know what I mean? Like, he makes your day because you know he's going to be there for you to pick on and make fun of and all that. Oh, he's so great.
But he's got your back, though. He's that one guy that's got your back and kicks some fucking ass if you get into shit.
You need to watch Psych, man.
Apparently.
You need to know what we're talking about.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, that's a good reason to have a guest star.
Well, shed new light on shows that we haven't seen.
About shows we don't watch.
Well, one of the bad things though about Psych is it's hard as a Psych fan to get somebody to watch it because you can't tell them. Okay, Dule Heel's on the show. He was also on The West Wing. When he was a child, he was apparently on an episode of The Cosby Show. Mm-hmm. But you can't be like, oh well, James Roday, he plays Sean Spencer. He was in Psych. Yeah, he was in Psych. That's pretty much all he's been in.
Right.
Corbin Burnson is the only regular that people know, the Major League movies, and people are like, oh yeah, that guy. But it's more the guest stars they've had. And they've had some great have you noticed some of the great guest stars they've had on the show?
Yeah, what's her face? Chrissy Swanson played in the fucking vampire episode.
Yeah, and they had Danny Glover has been on the show.
I got a cut in for you.
Riggs, I'm getting too old for this.
He actually uses that line in his episode. He's a minor league baseball manager in his episode.
I'm getting too old.
And Sean, I think Sean's the one that says the line.
I think he says it in every film. Predator monster. I'm getting too old for
Sean's
this
always making reference jokes like that.
Yeah, and anytime somebody is a guest on the episode, you can pretty much bet on the fact that Sean's going to make a reference about who that person really is. He does the "I'm too old for this" reference in the Danny Glover episode.
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr. has been on the show.
Yep.
William Shatner, Jules' dad. He's always been a scam artist.
Sets him up several times in that one episode.
Yeah, and he's supposed to be back later on in season 6 to do another episode.
Off track of TV a little bit, since we have a fellow Star Wars fan here.
Not me.
Episode 1 opened in 3D this weekend, and somehow the worst Star Wars film ever made $21 million more by being in 3D. What, 13 years after it's or however many years, 12 years, whatever it's been since its release. Do you loathe episode 1 as much as I do? If not, why?
Okay, the way I've always looked at the chronological first 3 as opposed to the originally released first 3 is the story is better, but I think the acting's better in the prequels.
You think the acting's better in the prequels than the original trilogy?
And I have one argument that I think wins the argument for me.
Okay.
And it's the I am your father, and then you get Mark Hamill going, no!
Dude, that's a pivotal moment.
Yeah, but it's his one chance to really have a really dramatic moment, and then it's the worst reaction. The reason I think episode 1 in 3D's done better than when it was originally released, well, the main reason I think is the 3D, which, like I said, I hope is a passing fad. It works perfect as a gimmick. How many times do you need to watch a Final Destination movie and have a screwdriver fly by your head before you don't care anymore, you know?
Right. So let me just try to get you to say this on the recording. you love episode 1, right?
I like episode 1 a lot more than I did episode 2,
Episode 2's garbage.
but I loved episode 3.
Oh, I loved episode 3.
Episode 3
also.
was great. 1 was solid. To me, if nothing else, it was good because you got to see where everything began. You know what I mean? Like, plus, I'll watch anything that has Ewan McGregor in it, and almost anything that has Liam Neeson in it, and a lot of stuff that has Samuel L. Jackson in it. So, you know.
I'll watch anything with Natalie Portman in it.
But you didn't like episode 1.
I loved it when it came out. When it came out, I saw it 11 times in the theater, and you know
Wow.
why?
Damn.
You know why? Well, because I didn't have any responsibility at that point in my life, but also because it had the name on it, and it had the music, and it had the lightsabers, and I was so excited for a new Star Wars movie. And years later, as I've come to actually like a certain kind of thing or appreciate a good script, then I've been like, that's pretty much awful. Yeah. There are great elements in the movie. The pod racer scene is awesome.
What I was getting at is that you're not as big on the first one or the second one as you are the last 4. Are you one of those people, though, that are really against the first one because of Jar Jar Binks?
Oh, I hate Jar Jar.
In the 70s, if Jar Jar Binks was in it, he would have totally ruined it. But with them doing the first 3, 20 years later? In that amount of time that's passed, comic relief has been
You've
bigger.
got the comic relief. You have the droids for that. You don't need this other character who takes up so much screen time that even once again, this is a thing I've noticed that has just irritated me as a fan of the franchise, is they are using Darth Maul once again to promote the hell out of Star Wars out of episode 1 and 3.
And
he's in it for like a total of 6 minutes and has 3 lines.
Yeah, something I didn't know.
But meanwhile, Jar Jar has at least 300 lines.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And his annex of stepping in the alien version of a cow shit to, sounded like Stephanie off of Full House.
But I didn't realize until recently that
it just annoys me.
It was just brought to my attention recently that the guy that played Darth Maul also played
Toad on X-Men.
I had no idea.
Also, he's Snake Eyes in the G.I. Joe movies.
Yeah, and the guy's been around forever. I'm pretty sure the guy used to. I think he was a guest star in a couple of episodes of Married with Children back in the day. But it's just to me really weird that you see that guy not as one of those characters. You would not expect him to be the type that could, do that stuff, the martial arts stuff. He looks so unassuming. I can't remember his name though. Ray.
To the 3D.
What's his name?
Ray Park.
Ray Park. Yeah, there we go. This is the guy you always throw it to when you need to find out somebody's name.
Who wants to wrap this up? I think we got 30 minutes on this bastard now.
All right. Well, this is a good episode. Lots of fun.
Even though Nick didn't talk.
You mean
I
me?
did it when we got talking about something.
You talked about Psych. He talked about Star Wars.
That's how we work this bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, the question this week is, who is your favorite television bromance? Nick, go.
I really like when Ron Swanson, but him and Andy.
Oh, yeah, that
they
is
seem
sort
to
of a
have
bromance.
Kind of like
yeah.
a little,
calls him
some sort of weird friendship going on.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Troy and Abed in the morning.
It wouldn't take a psychic to figure out.
I will say,
I'm gonna go with Sean and Gus.
Oh, yeah. That's 1 and 2.
Oh, and starting with, I guess we'll talk about this real quick. We want to hear your comments. So, send your comments or your suggestions for a show or anything to our email, which is...
we fucking love TV at gmail.com.
No, at Lycos.
Lycos.
We have a Gmail also.
What is this, 97?
Like us.
We have a Gmail? We have a Gmail, apparently.
We have
so
a web
send it
crawler.
to at gmail.com.
Or if you're on Facebook, you guys, just post on our wall.
Yeah, and
Or
tell
on
your
our
friends
Twitter.
about us.
Tell all your friends about us.
Tell your friends, take them hostage, make them listen to our fucking podcast.
Tell all your friends about me.
We're not asking anything from you. We're not telling you to buy our shit.
You just gotta listen.
But if I have any
Somebody
shit
else
later, you can buy it from me though.
Yeah, we might have We Fucking Love TV bobbleheads or some shit.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I better get the first one.
And then our first special guest bobblehead will be Ginger Josh, featuring No Soul.
I'm glad that earlier I was actually referred to as a guest star. And made me feel good about myself.
You are a star.
Well, I was
Now
referred
you're a
to as
special guest.
You're a star, big
I
boy.
was referred to as a
You're
guest star earlier, and immediately Nick goes, and our guest star, well, our guest anyway. So thanks for making me feel 10 feet tall.
No, I didn't
Snapping me
mean
right back
anything.
down.
Nick, you're a bastard.